Can I help one time tonight? God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Summer Jazz Spirit Divine. I'm here to give you the show news on tonight. And we're going to talk about the missing teacher that had a couple of months ago. You know, her remains had been found. You know, Maryland teacher who went missing in July had found dead. You know, a stranger is accused of her killing. You know, a 33-year-old University of Park, Maryland man had been charged in a connection to the death and disappearance of the Greenbelt, MD teacher who was reported missing in late July. You know, Prince Georgia County Policing. You know, so update on the homicide investigation that you all have been covering for past couple of months. You know, so they arrested him. Harold Langdon III of University of Park, Maryland, for the murder of 59-year-old, Greenbelt. Now, so although, Brady Boyd, of her team to bring this case to justice, and give the family a degree of comfort. So Greenbelt City Police Department to report her missing, so today, August the 1st, about 4:30 p.m. today, yesterday, concerning a citizen contract police department concerning what appears to be human remains, in 7300 block of Old Arizona Ferry Road in Cleveland. So where a dismembered body was discovered. A detective discovered that he was in the park at the same time of the abduction and later identified through his vehicle through DNA evidence, the remains was there, identified as those of missing teacher. Now, they will investigate this matter to bring Harold down for this crime. So this teacher here was missing a couple of months ago. She had been found dead, but now they had found her remains. And have Mr. Harris in the connection of her remains that was found. So this was very disturbing. Everyone that loved their teacher. She was in a park. And a detective said he was in that same park with her. But detective discovered that he was in the park at the same time of the abduction, but later identified through his vehicle, through the DNA evidence, the remains were identified as those of a missing. And he didn't know all that was gonna go on while he was in the park along with her, But he didn't know that was gonna be going on because he probably would have had a close watch on her. So we also had a little bond thread, I think twice in one day, I think, or twice in 1 week. That was last month, August 27th. So all threats of violence, including a bond threat, are taken serious. Emergency plan and Pacific emergency plan of the building that are or may be affected. So a bond threat could be written type, communicating electronic, verbal, or received by phone. Majority of bond threat are delivered by telephone. So threat of violence, pose a significant impact, to the safety of the student and the staff population. So school district maintain zero tolerance, on all acts of threat or violence. So August 28th, that was August 28th, Monday, a bond threat at the school. So I request if anyone issue a bond threat, even a text message, social media, or email, it's a serious crime. It could end up with a felony there. Whoever posts or send a threat could receive up to 5 years, and that was the FBI came up with that requirement. So all buying threat, we have to take serious, and there will be action taken. Buying threat is a crime now, it's because we having too many buying threat and it being a host, so they're making a crime now, and you're gonna serve 5 years, so I advise you not to have a buying threat no more because it is a crime now. Because we've been having too many false buying threat, at the school, in the school, the students have to be safe, so they say with any false buying threat that they have, they're gonna investigate and find out where it coming from, and they say it is a crime, and you'll be served for that 5 years. So that's all the news I have for you today. We talk about the missing teacher. The remains have been found. And they have arrested Mr. Howard, 33 years old. So they're investigating and make sure they have the right person, for this crime. And we also talk about we had a couple of buying threats, starting Monday, and last month sometime we had another buying threat at the school. So they're making it a crime now. So anyone issue out any kind of buying threat through phone, text, social media, anything, you're gonna serve up to 5 years. Because we've been having too many false buying threats, and they have done anything about it because it's not a crime up until now. So that's all the show news I have for you today. Y'all have a blessed and safe night, and I'll see y'all in the next video.